Oh boy, it's here. Genie and Genie Plus is launching December 8th, 2021 at the Disneyland Resort. But do I need it? That's a good question. Welcome back, travelers. This is a Tri-Circle Travel Special Edition. I'm your host and travel advisor, Nikki. The date has been set, and yesterday, Disney Parks announced that Genie and Genie Plus will be launching on December 8th at the Disneyland Resort. For those of you visiting Disneyland on December 8th and you wish to add Genie Plus, according to Disney, you have to wait until you are scanned into the parks, then buy Genie Plus. Anyone visiting December 9th or later can pre-purchase Genie Plus. The cost is $20 per person per day. You have access to lightning lanes for 20 attractions at Disneyland and California Adventure combined. This includes PhotoPass and the audio that Genie Plus has at Walt Disney World, but no AR filters. Note that you can only use Genie Plus lightning lanes one time per ride as long as the ride has a lightning lane, but you can ride via standby as many times as you wish. Lightning lanes are not skip the line passes. You will not walk on the attraction in most cases. You're paying to wait in a shorter line. Lightning lane time slots are not changeable or customizable, but you can cancel them. Lightning lane time slots may run out for the day on certain popular attractions. The rides that have lightning lane availability are Autopia, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones, It's a Small World, Matterhorn, Smuggler's Run, Roger Rabbit, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, and Star Tours at Disneyland, and at DCA, Goofy's Sky School, Grizzly's River Run, Guardians of the Galaxy, Incredicoaster, Monsters Inc., Soarin', and Midway Mania. The individual lightning lane upcharge is for the fancy rides, thank you allears.net, like Radiator Springs Racers, Rise of the Resistance, and Web Slingers. It was announced that the individual lightning lane upcharges would range from $7 to $20 per person per ride, depending on demand. Note that you can only purchase 2 individual lightning lanes or fancy rides per day. You can purchase 1 in the respective different parks, totaling 2 for the day, but I wouldn't do that if you don't have a park hopper. You want to make sure that the lightning lane in the park you are hopping to is for after the park hopping window. You do not need to purchase Genie Plus if you just want to purchase the individual lightning lanes for the fancy rides. Okay, great, but do I need this? Like my last video, which is linked here, it depends. There's several factors involved, questions you need to ask yourself. Do you visit the Disneyland Resort frequently, or are you on limited time? If you go weekly and rides aren't necessarily your priority, then probably not. But if you are limited on time and you are visiting at a crowded time, perhaps you do, depending on your park strategy. Wait, Nikki, you mentioned park strategy in your last video. What is park strategy? Okay, let me define. A park strategy is sort of an organized itinerary that prioritizes your must-do things and then factors in your plans, meal times, etc., without ping-ponging you across the parks. Most Disney-centric travel advisors can help you set up a good park strategy if you convey to your advisor what your priorities are and what the maximum wait time you are willing to wait for certain attractions. Disneyland Resort doesn't require too much of a strategy, as it is quite a bit smaller than Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World requires a lot of planning. But any park you visit, whether it's Universal, Disney, Cedar Fair, Six Flags, SeaWorld, you know your first full day you will be off and running because you're excited. So a park strategy helps get those things done. Everything else after the must-dos is icing. But Nikki, isn't this what the genie itself is supposed to do? In a sense, yes, but you have to program it. You have to tell Genie what hours you plan on being in which park and tell it, I believe, up to 8 attractions you wish to do. This is done in the My Day section. Your dining plans should pop up also in the My Day section. Try not to overlap plans close to dining reservations because those are credit card guaranteed and you could lose out on that reservation. You can tell Genie your interests, like characters, dining, shows, fireworks, etc., but that doesn't stop it from ping-ponging you across the parks. Wait, I have to buy Genie too? No. Genie is a free planning service that is going to be in the next update of the Disneyland app. It's automatically going to link. Genie Plus and the individual lightning lane for the fancy rides is what you pay the extra money for. But Genie itself is very important if you plan on using Genie Plus. If you don't tell Genie your wishes and your expected whens and wheres, the times for your lightning lanes are not going to work for you. For example, if you have a park hopper ticket and you chose to start at DCA, have lunch at Tortilla Joe's at 1, head back to your hotel for rest, and then park hop to Disneyland at 6, but you don't tell the Genie, you will primarily see lightning lane availability and planning only for Disney California Adventure. But if you tell Genie you're hopping, Genie will update you with ride suggestions, or you can try to stack lightning lanes for Disneyland when you're taking your rest period if you have the Genie Plus. This is the problem I have been seeing with the vloggers at Walt Disney World. WDWNT, whom I love and appreciate, did vids where they only did Genie suggestions at all 4 parks but did not fully program Genie. So they were ping-pong all over the park with weird food suggestions and the non-ticket rides and shows. Same with All Ears and other vloggers. I believe this is also the issue that people who don't like the Genie have. They don't know to program it, so of course it's not going to work. Nikki, my travel advisor got my fast passes for me. I am sure they will get my lightning lanes for me too. Actually, no lightning lanes are booked in advance of the day you are visiting the parks. Fast Pass, you could book 3 in advance at Walt Disney World. Lightning lanes are booked day of. Disney stated that they did not want travel advisors booking lightning lanes for guests. We don't even have the functionality on the forum we use to book your reservations and packages like we do with dining, so your advisor might not do that for you. I certainly won't for my clients, but I will show you how to use the app and set up a good park strategy so you can maximize your day without spending the money on Genie Plus if you don't want to. Other factors involving the purchase of Genie Plus are you with your family or a group of folks, or are you solo? Remember that Genie Plus is $20 per person per day. That means that in order to use the Genie Plus lightning lanes, for each person in your group, you must have purchased Genie Plus each day you wish to use it. For individual lightning lanes, you have to purchase the lightning lane for each person in your party that wishes to ride the ride, and that can get expensive. If you're visiting the Disneyland Resort solo, you have the option of single rider lines on several attractions if they're open. So perhaps the Genie Plus wouldn't be a good investment. It just depends on you or your group's priorities. Are rides your priority? If you are the type of guest who likes to simply be at the Disneyland Resort, rides aren't huge for you, but the atmosphere, theming, storytelling, and nostalgia is, then Genie Plus may not be a good investment for you. But if you're a ride everything now person, then perhaps it is, if the waits are too long. Here's a tip. Genie will tell you when wait times for attractions are expected to lower. Just click on the attraction and look at the bar graph. You can plan a better park strategy if you do this. Speaking of waits, do you know how long you are willing to wait for your favorite rides? If Smuggler's Run is at 35 minutes, would you be willing to wait that long to ride it, or is 20 minutes your maximum? Are you willing to wait 60 minutes for Radiator Springs Racers or 90 minutes for Rise of the Resistance? Are you willing to break up your party and use single rider lines? If you're okay with that, then Genie Plus might not be a good purchase for you. And no, in Disneyland, Peter Pan does not have a lightning lane queue. None of the Fantasyland rides do, I believe, except the Matterhorn. Are you visiting Disneyland Resort at a busy time? Then Genie Plus may be a good idea, but you may not need it for each day of your ticket. Are the parades, shows, and nighttime spectaculars included in Genie Plus? Good question. Parades? No. Shows at Walt Disney World and nighttime spectaculars like World of Color and Fantasmic have used FastPass availability in the past. Right now, Fantasmic and World of Color are not operational due to refurbishment. We will see if Genie Plus is updated when these spectaculars are returning. Do you, as a travel professional, recommend Genie Plus? That is hard to answer. The factors listed above and my client's priorities affect my recommendation. For me, I am returning to Southern California in a week. I will not be purchasing Fastlane at Knott's Berry Farms, which coincidentally is $85 for 1 day per person, no photos, with restrictions, versus Disney Genie Plus, $20 for 1 day per person with photos with restrictions. People have been complaining about the price, so there's a little perspective. Depending on crowds, I may purchase the Genie Plus for 1 day of my trip, but it depends on the crowd calendar and wait times. I'm not adding it to my tickets in advance. I am, however, going to use the Genie. Honestly, I feel like doing the research and having a park strategy before spending the money is definitely better than just blindly adding it to all the days of your ticket. Think about it. For a family of 4, that's an additional $80 a day. That's a couple of quick service meals or a nice dinner or a Spirit jersey. 5-day hoppers, that's an additional $400. Wow. $400, that's another 3-day hopper. I hope this answers your questions. Remember that lightning lanes are not skip the line passes. You don't walk right on the rides, you just pay to wait in a shorter line. You can only get 1 lightning lane per attraction that has lightning lane availability per day, but you can ride that same attractions as many times as you want in standby. Genie Plus works at both parks each day. You can purchase 2 fancy ride individual lightning lanes per day. They don't have to be in the same park, but you need a park hopper ticket to do this, and the lightning lane has to be after the park hopping window opens. You do not need to purchase Genie Plus to purchase fancy ride lightning lanes. Everyone in your riding party must have purchased a fancy ride lightning lane or Genie Plus in order to use the lightning lane. Genie Plus lightning lanes are not customizable by time you get first available. You can fiddle faddle. Fancy ride lightning lanes may be customizable. You have to tell Genie your general plans and wishes in order for Genie Plus to work for you. Any questions? Definitely go to guest relations or the guest experience team for help when you're in the park, even if you're using a travel advisor. And that wraps up this special edition for today. If you would like help booking a trip, feel free to email me at tricircletravel@gmail.com. You can also visit my website at www.tricircletravelco.com. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button and share the video with your friends. Please subscribe for more videos like this and vlogs. If you would like to support my channel, you can visit my Ko-fi page or look me up on Patreon. Any general questions or comments, please feel free to do so below. Thanks for watching. I'm Nikki, your host and advisor, and I'll see you real soon.